What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Brandon Figueroa versus Mark Magsayo, and this was a 12-rounder for the interim WBC featherweight world championship, and this fight was Saturday, March 4th from the Toyota Arena in Ontario, California, and this fight was broadcasted on Showtime. And in this fight, Brandon Figueroa was able to get a unanimous decision victory over Mark Magsayo. So I personally scored this bout 117-109 in favor of Brandon Figueroa. The three judges scored this bout 117-109 twice, agreeing with my scorecard, and 118-108 once. So I completely agree with these scorecards. I think that Brandon Figueroa definitely won this fight. I think it was a very, very fun fight, very, very competitive fight, but even though it was competitive, I just thought that Brandon Figueroa was edging those rounds. But the thing is, the unofficial scorecard on Showtime going into the 12th round somehow had this fight a 1-point fight for Figueroa. I mean, that is terrible scoring in my opinion. I think Figueroa definitely was ahead pretty sizably in this fight. I thought he was clearly winning it round after round, and ultimately I thought the judges came out with perfect scorecards. I thought they were going to have very close and skewed scorecards, just like the unofficial Showtime scorecards had it, but I'm very happy the judges actually got the right scorecards, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I was looking also online. I saw some people having it really, really close. I just don't see how that's possible, in my opinion. But just to break down my scorecard and why I scored at 117-109, the first round I gave to Brandon Figueroa was a really close round, actually. This round could have went either way. It was more of a feel-out round, but I thought that Figueroa's aggression was just much better. But then around number 2, I gave it to Mark Magsayo. He actually landed nice big shots in that round. Both of them actually landed with some good ones, but Magsayo's was better. Round number 3, I also gave to Mark Magsayo. He landed some very nice counters on Figueroa and some nice fast combinations. Round 4, 5, and 6 were rounds I did give to Brandon Figueroa. In those rounds, I just thought that he started to pick it up more. And the body language of Magsayo in those rounds, I just didn't think it was that great. I mean, the thing is, the unofficial scorecard on Showtime and what I was seeing online, many people were giving Magsayo those rounds, those middle rounds, but I wasn't. I thought that Magsayo, he would do some nice combinations and he would work nicely late in the rounds, but throughout the throughout the early part and the middle part of each of those rounds, Magsayo would just, his body language looked really, really bad. He was just backing up a lot, ducking his head down, clinching. I mean, the clinching was crazy for Magsayo. He was just clinching and clinching, not really throwing back. He would throw some nice, fast, eye-catching combinations late in the rounds, but he wasn't really doing enough, in my opinion. Then in round number 7, it was a big Figueroa round. I mean, that was also a round I gave to Figueroa. He was able to back up Magsayo and looked really, really good. Round number 8, though, finally the referee did deduct a point from Mark Magsayo. I heard some people saying that point deduction was BS online. I definitely don't think it was. I mean, if you want to see a fight, you want to see a fight. I mean, you don't want to see a grappling match in there. It's boxing, not wrestling or not jiu-jitsu, not whatever. But Magsayo, he was holding a lot, and finally the referee deducted a point in the 8th round, but that was a 9-9 round in my scorecard because Magsayo, I thought, had the better work overall. Then around number 9, I gave it to Brandon Figueroa. He had the better offense. I mean, Magsayo started to tire, and then rounds 10, 11, and 12 were big rounds for Brandon Figueroa. Round 10, Magsayo was hurt really, really bad to the body. He was getting backed up into the ropes, went down a few times because he was so tired, but they were called slips, obviously. But yeah, round 10 was a big round for Figueroa. Then around 11, another point was deducted from Magsayo for holding. I thought it was justified again because Magsayo just wasn't really providing enough to the fight and was just holding a lot. Then around number 12, Magsayo, he did good early in the round, was throwing some nice combinations, but then later on he was just really, really tired, was getting hit a lot late, ducking his head down, getting hit, and I mean, he just wasn't doing enough in that round, so I gave it to Figueroa. So if you did score this fight, comment down below how you had it after 12 rounds. So this goes into the question, what is next for Brandon Figueroa? Now, having his breakthrough win at 126 pounds, now the interim WBC world champ. So I think for Brandon Figueroa, they're going to make a very big fight between him, the interim champion, and the world champion, the world WBC champion, Ray Vargas. I know Vargas just lost at 130 pounds to Shacky Foster, but I still think that Ray Vargas does still have that belt. Boxrec still has him listed as the champion. I believe the WBC still does. I'm pretty sure it's not like he moved up in weight for that Shacky Foster fight. I'm pretty sure he still has the belt. So I think that the fight will be made between Brandon Figueroa and Ray Vargas for the WBC featherweight world title. I think that will be next, most likely. I mean, probably 100%. If that's that's probably what's next for Figueroa. But as for Mark Magsayo, losing here for, I believe it's the second time in his career. Magsayo, I mean, he's really been in the limelight this past year. Back in February of 2022, he defeated Gary Russell Jr. There was a sizable upset. Became the WBC champ. Then he lost his belt to Ray Vargas in the summer. And then here, he fought again on a big, high-profile fight on Showtime against a really good fighter. He put up a great effort, but I mean, he still lost it, But I mean, he's been in 3 high-profile fights, really fun fights to watch. But for Magsayo, I still think he's going to be fighting at a top level. I think when he gets back into the ring, I think he's going to face someone who's like top 5, top 10 at either 126 pounds. Who knows? Maybe he could move up to 130 and have like a little spurt here and there, like one fight, and then go back down to title contention at 126. I mean, who knows? I mean, we've been seeing a lot of these guys on Showtime here moving up in weight, taking on one fighter, then moving back down. Like we could definitely see that happen. But most likely for Magsayo, he'll take on a guy that's like top 10 in the 126-pound division, get a solid win, and get himself right back at like a number 1 spot, fighting for an eliminator or something like that. So overall, Brandon Figueroa defeats Mark Magsayo by unanimous decision to become the newly crowned interim WBC featherweight world champion. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.